Stasis Warlock is now one of my top choices to bring into Grandmaster Nightfalls, and you're about to find out why. Because with this build, you will be able to constantly freeze and slow every target you come across, allowing your fire team to stroll through endgame PvE content with ease. The main selling point for this build is being able to summon infinite stasis turrets with the help of 2 amazing exotics. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure to stick around for the entire video to get the full outlook of the build's aspects, fragments, abilities, and mods. And if you enjoy the video at any point, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more future videos, and also to support the channel. But now let's hop straight into the build. First, taking a look at the exotics that I chose to use with this build, we have the Osmiomancy gauntlets matched up with the exotic bow known as the Verglas curve, which happens to be a stasis bow, which is perfect. And not even gonna lie, this is my favorite exotic combo out of all of my builds right now. Looking at why I chose to use the Osmiomancy gauntlets, what they do is they grant us an extra charge for our cold snap grenade, along with some extra benefits such as faster recharge rate on impact, as well as increased secret travel distance. This extra grenade charge is insanely important because what this means is we will be able to spawn in a bunch of stasis turrets with the help of our first fragment known as Bleak Watcher. What this aspect does is it allows us to consume our cold snap grenade, and in return we are able to throw out a stasis turret that slows and freezes enemies. Another bonus that comes with this aspect is that the turret is able to stun overload champions, which is huge for endgame content, especially Grandmasters, because this means we don't have to worry about carrying an overload weapon due to how often we will be able to toss these turrets around. Also, a fun fact, if you play your cards right, you can have anywhere from 2 to 3 turrets down at any time, which will provide you and your fire team with some great defense and survivability, as well as some easy kills. Now going back to our exotics, looking at the Verglas curve, this exotic fits perfectly with the goal of this build. The intrinsic trait that comes with this weapon is known as Hail Barrage. Final blows with this weapon grant stasis arrows, and with these stasis arrows, anytime we use them against a target, they will instantly become frozen, or you can shoot them at the ground to create a stasis crystal. This trait can also stack up to 5 stasis arrows at a time, meaning we can form a wall of stasis crystals to do crazy amounts of damage to combatants very quickly. And if you want to shoot the stasis arrows, all you need to do is shoot your bow from the hip, which is nice because it allows you to save these special arrows for when you see fit to use them. But yeah, that was just a quick breakdown of what the exotic side of the build does. Now we can hop into the subclass and what it looks like, so you guys can truly understand why it all works so well together. We already talked about the first aspect known as Bleak Watcher, so now looking at the second aspect you want to run with this build, we have Ice Flare Bolts. What this aspect does is it makes it so that anytime we shatter a frozen enemy, a seeker will spawn that will track and freeze any other nearby targets. This is huge because if you keep proccing this aspect, you will be able to continuously transfer the freeze effect to all nearby combatants, basically turning them into free kills. And since this build is all about freezing, this aspect fits right in and adds to the chaos. But that's all for the aspects. Now we're moving on to the fragments that really take this build to the next level in terms of performance and effectiveness. The first fragment we're going to be going over is the Whisper of Fissures. With this fragment, we are granted increased damage and size to the stasis burst that is created whenever we destroy a stasis crystal or defeat frozen foes. Looking at the numbers, we are granted a 12.5% damage increase when it comes to the burst, and the burst will damage targets up to 10 meters away. This is very clutch when it comes to fighting groups of adds because of the AoE damage that will be dealt to every single one of the targets with each explosion. All of this damage stacking together will result in an insane amount of damage being dealt very quickly to a big group of targets, and it's why I chose to use this fragment in this build. Now moving on to our second fragment, what I'm using is Whisper of Shards. With this fragment, anytime we shatter a stasis crystal, our grenade recharge rate will have a temporary increase, and also shattering additional shards can extend this duration. More specifically, our grenade recharge rate will be boosted up to 500%, which is insane, and will last up to 11 seconds with this fragment. This fragment makes the build super fun because we're able to constantly shatter crystals with our exotic, which will allow us to constantly proc this fragment over and over again, which means we have no issue getting our cold snap grenades back all the time. I'm telling you, this fragment is a must use on this build because being able to throw out a mass amount of stasis turrets is going to help you greatly in things like Grandmaster Nightfalls, Master Raids, and Master Dungeons. Then looking at our third fragment we have in the build, we have Whisper of Rending. What this fragment does is it gives us increased damage for our primary ammo weapons when it comes to shooting stasis crystals and frozen targets. Looking into the specific numbers, all of our primary ammo weapons will do 100% increased damage against stasis crystals, which basically means that we would just one-shot the crystals, which is very convenient for us, and our damage towards frozen enemies will be increased by 50%, allowing us to kill enemies a lot faster. This fragment stacks really well with the Whisper of Fissures due to them being able to work hand in hand. That's all for our third fragment. Now lastly, we have our fourth and final fragment, which is the Whisper of Chains. While we are near frozen targets or friendly stasis crystals, we will take reduced damage from targets. So really, just a nice little survivability fragment to add on top of everything else. Because this is an endgame PvE build, so having some survivability is always important. The overall damage reduction we are granted is a total of 40% within a 10-meter range of our frozen enemies or stasis crystals, which means we will constantly be proccing this fragment. But yeah, here's my setup, and these are my stats I like to run. Obviously 100 resilience because it is PvE endgame content. You want to be able to stay alive as much as possible, and then decent recovery, of course, just to regain your health back quicker and also help with your cooldown for your class ability. And then I have max discipline because of course we want to get our cold snap grenades back as soon as possible, so you definitely want to make sure that discipline is kept pretty high. But now let's move on to the artifact. Taking a look at the artifact, we have some decent perks this year, starting with Hail the Storm. Shattering frozen targets and stasis crystals deals increased damage. And also, shattering stasis crystals releases shards of ice that damage and slow targets. Looking into the exact number of increase we will be seeing when it comes to this damage, enemy shatters will deal 12.5% increased damage, and stasis crystal shatters will deal 28.6 increased damage, which is honestly insane for a perk. Definitely throw this one on. And the only other one we had that will specifically help stasis is Pillar of Ice. Anytime you defeat a frozen target, it spawns a stasis crystal, which is perfect for our build and is definitely a great perk to run as well on top of this Hail the Storm. Yeah, nothing too crazy in the artifact. Now we can hop into the mods. Starting with the mods I have on my helmet, I'm running 2 stasis siphons just to give me some more orbs of power whenever I get kills with my bow, and then as well as a powerful friends just for some more armor charges with those orbs of power. And then for my gauntlets, I'm running grenade kickstart as well as bolstering detonation matched up with fastball. Then for your chest piece, it's kind of anything you want. You can just run a bunch of resistance mods depending on what you're doing, but yeah, chest piece is kind of whatever you want to do. And then for your boots, what I like to run is 2 stacks of innervation because it reduces your grenade cooldown each time you pick up an overpower. And with our siphon mods and everything else, we're going to be making a lot of orbs of power, so this is great to have on. Then 1 stack of invigoration because it reduces our melee cooldown each time we pick up an overpower as well. And if you want to know the specifics of this, for 1 stack of these mods, you get 10% energy for whatever ability, and the 2 stacks goes up to 13%, and then another one goes up to 15%. So if you're curious how the stacking works, there you go. And then lastly, for our bond, we have 2 stacks of Bomber to reduce our grenade cooldown whenever we use our class ability, matched up with Reaper, which is always the most important mod to have on your cloak. Shortly after using your class ability, your next weapon final blow will spawn an orb of power. So anytime we spawn our rift and get a kill right after, we spawn orbs and activates all of our other mods. So it's perfect. Yeah, that's all the mods I like to use. You can obviously customize it how you want, but this is what I would recommend for this build. And that's all I got. All right, and a nice little GM with some LFG kids. Hopefully it goes all good. Get the turret down to start. You guys are about to see how good this build really is live in action. Alright, we got this guy. We'll put a turret right here. Some more ability regen. Yeah, see how fast my grenade's coming back now. Put this down. Got it back. I'll save it though for the next room. Alright, now the elevator. Everyone's favorite part. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, shit. It almost just killed me. When we start this, I'm going to throw these nades right there. Oh, I messed up on that one, but it'll still work. Let's get some regen real quick. Get a better one right here. Him. I'm slowed. Easy kill. Nice. Got some damage and all that. That's good. Go, he's dead. Got another seeker right here. I'll put this down for now. Some damage on it. There we go. Good shit. We got one more seeker. Ooh, destroy that. My grenade regen. Pretty fire. Yeah, like each crystal gets me about 40, almost 50% ability energy, and that like 10 seconds it's active for, which is pretty nice. Definitely helps me get my grenades out very easily. Alright, let's throw this. Pop this. Get some damage and clear out some of this crap. I guess we could see if we can kill him. Doubt it, but we could try it. My rocket launcher just went through him, bro. What? Let's do that. Pop that. Alright. Get this down. Pick these guys up. Perfect. Alright, nice, nice, nice. Alright, now we gotta kill this big ogre. Wait, we already got the big ogre. Alright. Now we just gotta clear up whatever's left. I love breaking those crystals, man. They do so much damage. I mean, as you can see, we're just constantly pumping these turrets out. It's great. Obviously, the more intense the area is with adds like lower health ones, the more you're gonna be able to freeze and get your turrets out. But you know, once you get in a rhythm, you're really gonna be doing the great things with this build. Like these things are barely even able to move with the whole kit we have. It's funny. Ooh. Nice. Alright, we got a decent amount of heavy because it's Xeno guy. We got a champion right here. It's definitely one of the longer GMs, but you know, LFG posts can't really do much about it. As long as you get it done, man, who really cares? Alright, now I love this part because I just get to throw my turrets over there. Let them go to work. Just throw this out. Got this. Just go crazy. Got that. Put all this here. I'm on myself right now, but we're about to have 3 turrets up in here. Not too scared. Like, look at that, bro. Insane. Turrets really are next level, bro. It's so much fun. Damn, so close. I get a decent amount of ads right here, so better with it. Nice. All right, lovely sword. Yay. But yeah, guys, that's what some gameplay looks like with the build in the hardest difficulty game mode in Destiny. And as you can see, it's very strong and reliable. So just imagine how insane it is in normal difficulty activities. Hope you guys decided to try out this build and enjoyed the showcase of it. If you have any questions or concerns about the build, feel free to leave a comment below letting me know what you think. But for now, that's all I have to show you guys. If you stuck around this long, I really appreciate you. And until next time, my name's Apoxy. Peace.